Welcome to Dyllin with Age of Wonders 4, where we continue the journey of Braegir and the Anointed Orcs in Episode 3. Let's begin. Yep. Miss. Alright, not much damage. We get a retaliation, well, an opportunity attack on that one. He pulls back, attacks our Harbinger, which does not matter because those are temporary hit points. And then, I think what we're going to start doing here pretty soon is shredding this Bannerman. What is he on? Lucky Clovers, which gives him plus 10% critical hit chance. Alright. Let's push the Anvil Guard forward. Let's bring our hero forward as well. Let's bring the archer forward. And it's 70% chance no matter where I move, so I might as well just stand in place, honestly, and strike him as it is. But first, let's use our other units. So hit him with a Magic Blast. Do a good deal of damage. Hit him with the Anvil Guard as well, because he can't respond anyway. Alright. Crossbow him. Finish him off. Alright. Let's push up with the Spellcaster. I don't think anybody needs any extra defense at the moment or to have their defense turned into healing, so we're going to go ahead and strike the enemy. Which did not kill one of their people, but that's okay. We already have them down to 2 units in the formation. So let's push up, let's attack them with our Harbinger. Alright, that brings them down to 1 unit in the formation. And now they really can't do very much to us at all. So the combat's over at this point. We're going to get them next turn no matter what. A little more damage, it doesn't mean anything. Okay, let's see. I have a feeling that you get more experience on units when you use them a certain way. Although I could be entirely wrong, so I'm going to make a point of finishing the fight using my actual hero, or try to unless I just screwed up. Oh, there we go. I can finish him with a knife. Stab him. Get him. There we go. Let's show those humans who's boss. Alright, we got upgrades on our Anvil Guard and our Steel Shaper, and our hero gained a level as well. Alright, good deal. He gained another level from that banner that we just took. Alright, we got 2 level ups. Now, I'm very much a fan of the idea that heroes should support your army. You could make it so that a hero is more of a combat master, getting in close, killing people, or a mage, killing people from far away, or helping your people. However, I like experienced leader because you get more experience every turn for non-hero units, which is something I think is just plain good. Over time, your units just get better. To add on to experienced leader, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into defensive training to give my units +1 defense and +1 resistance, and that's all units, not just non-hero units. And then after that, I'm probably going to start going into the battle magics to get actual damage done by my hero, since most of these probably aren't that interesting to me, although endurance training would be really nice for more hit points and status resistance on my units. As well as spur to action, target friendly unit regains its action points. That'd be very nice as well. Honestly, a lot of the support abilities are very nice for making your other units quite effective. But let's go ahead and let's grab that defensive training as well as experienced leader. Now there is a chest of gold right here that's not protected by anybody, but I'm not too worried about it being lost. I want to get back to my territory, heal, and probably engage the forces on the western side of my territory. So let's begin pulling back. Alright, day 3. We've just finished another pioneer, so that's our scout that we can use to go check these mountains for more goodies, which is exactly what I'm going to do. The other scouts can go scout around the area. This one will check these 3 provinces. We got even more gold. Once again, I was hoping for a hero item, but hey, gold's good too. Eastern Scout, we're going to go ahead and have you ride further to the east. I found a guardian tree. So this is an ancient wonder. It's a location that's basically a dungeon. You can only explore it with a single army led by a hero. Now, this guardian tree is described as, Scripture describes how the first elves visited all worlds to seed them with life. This magnificent tree stands as a testament to that age. It is said the souls of these first ones still reside within it, sometimes manifesting themselves as the entwined, eternally bound to protect its growth. Once we annex this ancient wonder, it counts as a forester, gives us Imperium, food, production, and costs us a little bit of city stability, but every province does that. It gives us +2 mana and +2 knowledge for every forester in that city domain, and it allows us to get Entwined Thrall, Entwined Protector, and Entwined Scourge when we use Rally of Leeches, which is something we'll be able to use later on. It is a bronze level. No, it's gold. It's a gold level ancient wonder. That means it's quite hard to defeat. Bronze is the easiest, of course, silver is harder, and gold is the hardest that I know of. There's another creature cage up here, something to move towards our next turn. Alright. Western Scout. I can move further west. The armies with the black banners will not come after you. The armies with the red banners will come after you, but I believe that this unit isn't awake yet. It should be just defending the brigand camp, but it looks to me like this is just a shoreline, so I should probably consider going north or just going straight around it, to be honest, because it looks like the road continues on to the west. So I'm going to push forward and then push around the camp. We meet the Apprehensive Bastion. Guildmaster Ilian Ironheart of the Free City of Bastion greets you nervously, as if they might invoke your wrath at any given moment. This is a free city of our kind of people. There should always be a free city of your people somewhere nearby to ally or conquer. They say, "Well met, Braegir, Steel Shatterer. We anointed orcs of Bastion have heard many stories about the torment of shadows you went through and the power you wield. We hate to imagine what you forsook to earn it. Hopefully you will curb any potentially power-hungry tendencies as you make your way through these lands. We can give Ilian Ironheart one of our Whispering Stones to start negotiations and gradually improve their allegiance with us." So the torment of shadows was, in the darkness of the astral void, the banished wizards are tormented by visions and maddening voices. Survivors describe vastly different experiences, as if the cosmos creates a reckoning for wizards' individual actions and beliefs. Those that succumb are doomed to drift forever as some lost wizards, mad husks of which little remains other than their lust for power. And lost wizards are wizards that were once a powerful wizard who found themselves in the void and succumbed to it. So what we're going to do is we're going to give them one of our Whispering Stones. Now you have a limited number of Whispering Stones, which is indicated by this number up here. We could have given Gemkeep our Whispering Stone earlier, which would have increased its city stability. And your city stability gives you various bonuses like increased food and production at high stability. Low stability reduces all city income, and if it's super low, you can lose provinces entirely. We probably should have given it to it earlier, but right now we're at 20 stability. Giving it a Whispering Stone would have increased it by 2 per turn, up to a maximum of 20. So chances are, over the past 2 turns, it wouldn't have changed anything. But that's okay. Now we can give it to Bastion, and we can start increasing their allegiance to us, which is shown here. We move to a Pact of Cooperation first, where it opens its borders and enables trading, and we can then buy its magic materials. After that, we move up to a Pact of Loyalty, which gives us its vision, allows us to build on claimed provinces, or allows it to build on our claimed provinces, contributes rally power, whatever they want to call it, to the Rally of Lieges, and it'll reinforce us in combat against marauders and rollers that the free cities at war with. After the Pact of Loyalty, we actually have vassalage, and vassalage actually has more steps after that. So we give them our Whispering Stone. We're going to be increasing our allegiance with them over time, and otherwise we don't really have to worry about them too much beyond now. We could boost our allegiance by spending Imperium, but Imperium is kind of a rare resource, and I'm not worried about anybody taking them out very soon. Nor do I really need their help at the moment. So this is the Empire Development screen, where our affinities, which are in the top right, we have 5 Materium affinity, which is concerned mainly with resource extraction, transmutation, and mastery over the mundane physical world. We also have Order affinity, which is mainly concerned with light, faith, justice, and the government of empires. They each have their own opposing things, like nature is opposed by shadow, astral is opposed by materium, and chaos is opposed by order. Kind of like a little hexagon. As you know, hexagons are the bestigons. The first skill that we can unlock and pay for is military engineering, which means our outposts become cities eventually if we want them to, cost less gold, they take 1 less turn to build, and they start with a palisade wall structure. That's a very nice thing to do because they can get expensive. I'm going to go ahead and grab that skill by spending Imperium. So Imperium lets us do a lot of different things. That's one of the reasons it's the most important resource. It's also one of the reasons it's one of the hardest things to come by. Alright, I'm going to continue pressing forward on the west towards that free city just to take a look around it, see if there's anything else I can find. Although I should probably head up to this mountain province right here to prospect it, which is what I should have done, but hey, we all make mistakes. We're going to go ahead, we're going to bring our ruler army back to start pushing towards the western forces and get them healed along the way. And we're going to merge up this Inferno Puppy with our army. The Inferno Puppy should cost mana, right? Yeah, it costs 6 mana, which is kind of expensive considering... No, don't disband it. I do that every time, I feel like. It's kind of expensive considering we only have 22 income, and 6 of that is being used on unit upkeep for that 1 unit. Which is one of the reasons that I wanted to get a shrine going here pretty soon. I'd also like to get more population as soon as I possibly can. So we just finished the pioneers that we wanted. Is there anything else that we want to build? I think the answer is actually yes. I'd like another... No, well, we got a frontline unit in the form of the Inferno Puppy. So I believe I'd actually like to build another Arbalist, a crossbow unit. Because we can totally afford it at the moment. So let's start working on that Arbalist. We're not going to rush it, we're just going to take our time with that particular one. Alright, day 4, and I took a look at the Inferno Puppy, and this is one of those units that actually evolves kind of like a Pokemon as it gains more rank. So up here, when you mouse over the rank, it shows that at Champion, it evolves into Inferno Hound. It gets more health, a little bit better, well, the defense and resistance stays the same, but it gets a stronger bite slightly. So I cannot engage these units with just my hero, so I'm going to just move the entire stack no matter what. Actually, I can... No, I can engage with the Inferno Puppy if I wanted to. Which I think in this case is exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm going to push forward with my stack. Do I want to engage the Floral Stingers first? Floral Stingers are tier 2 units. They're harder than this other unit. Well, these are tier 2 as well. Now I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to attack the northeastern unit here, which is composed of a Wild Speaker, which is capable of conjuring up an animal once per battle, a tier 1 animal. It has Poison Blast, Unleash the Beast, which allows it to buff an animal. And it has a Fury, which is also pretty much just a archer unit that's sneaky in this case, plus 20% damage on sneaking attacks because it's a goblin, it looks like. So let's move the Inferno Puppy to attack this army, since we can't reach it with anybody else. No one else has enough movement points. This is going to separate our forces slightly, but it's not that big a deal. Alright, well then, so this is Occupational Hazard. As our troops approached the band of mercenary guards, they raised the white flag. We were hired by a rich merchant to look after the pastures, the leader of the gang, a fury, explains. We expected to protect it from roaming scoundrels, not against a full-fledged assault. Please, accept our surrender and let us go. You vastly outnumber these guards. Do you let them leave the pastures without a fight? Well, let's see here. I could be evil and attack them anyway. I'd lose some alignment. Or I could be good, let them leave, and gain some alignment. Alternatively, I could pay them and I would gain a Fury unit, which allows them... Furies are pretty good. They can shoot this bow multiple times, as indicated by the half moons right here. So they could shoot 3 times, twice, once, any number of things. And they do pretty good damage. Getting good alignment is decent because it changes our relationships with other people that we want to be close to, like good of good, and our unit and our leader does want to be good. But gaining a Fury unit is really nice because Furies are bow units and we don't have access to bow units at the moment. I'd like to go ahead and get the Fury. We'll get more good alignment later on as we go. And we can go ahead and we can strike the units to the west as well. Although we also didn't get any experience from the battle. That's okay. We'll get experience from this battle almost certainly. So we got our Fury, Inferno Puppy, and our other units against this Floral Stinger. The Floral Stinger has charge resistance, so it's not affected by bonus effects of charge attacks, and we can't overdraw crossbow it to stop it. The Demolisher, it has healing roots, so it heals temporary hit points for every unspent action point at the end of its turn. So we need to ideally kill it faster. It's hyper aware, which means it's immune to flanking. We cannot get around it. It's also slippery, so it can just leave and we can't attack it if it moves out of our zone of control. But it is slow, so it doesn't move very fast. They also have, with the Floral Stingers, a Entwined Thrall, which is a skirmisher unit. It's got melee strike, poison needle, which can apply poison to our units, which give us blight damage every turn. It's also slippery, just like the Floral Stinger is, so when it's in our zone of control and tries to leave, it just does what it wants, which is annoying. But let's go ahead and let's kill these things as fast as we can. I really like the environments in this game. The battle environments and the world environments, to be honest. Although the thing about the battles is there are some very, very annoying battle modifiers. Like there's one called Displaced Reality. You'd see it in the top left, where it moves your units around every 2 turns, which is really aggravating, especially when you're a civilization that is very focused on positioning of its units. Okay, so I see that it's kind of splitting its army at the moment. It's got a Floral Stinger. It's got a Floral Stinger and an Entwined Thrall kind of moving west, and a Floral Stinger moving south. This is probably in response to our units being spread out as well. We want to go ahead and consolidate and pull the enemy towards us as much as humanly possible. I actually want to fight these things probably over here in the west, so I want to pull them out of all this rock cover, which is going to interfere with our line of sight. So, let's begin doing that. Let's pull the Anvil Guard over here. Let's put the hero, our leader, right behind it. Braegir. Let's put our Halberdier right there. We're going to go ahead and we're going to restore the Halberdier's hit points to get him healing faster. And his temporary hit points are something that I'm quite happy to get rid of because they're temporary, they're not permanent. Okay. The archer, we're going to move as far as we can, and we're going to bring the Inferno Puppy right in front. So the Fury has even less defense than the Arbalest does at the moment, and that's simply because of our hero's abilities, which is giving all our units more defense in this army. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to boost the armor, the defense of the Fury. And that's pretty much going to end my turn, which is going to put everything into defense mode or shield wall, all that jazz. So let's go ahead and let's do that. They're probably going to move to us fairly aggressively. Although, since they have floral stingers, which are slow, it's not very aggressively. I hope you enjoyed Age of Wonders 4, following Braegir and I as we lead the Anointed Orcs into the future. If you like this video, why not give it a like, and if you want to see more, you can always subscribe. Feel free to let me know how the video went, or what you thought of my moves in the comments below. I'll see you later in episode 4.